In 1973, BMW wasn't just making cars, it was defining the essence of driving pleasure. That year, one particular model stood out, not just for its refined engineering, but for the character it brought to the road. A time when automotive craftsmanship met raw performance, and German precision was at its peak. Today, let's take a trip back and rediscover the legend of the 1973 BMW, the kind of machine that makes even modern enthusiasts pause in admiration. At a glance, the styling is unmistakably BMW: clean lines, shark-like nose, and that iconic kidney grille that was sharper and more prominent than ever before. The long hood and short rear deck layout gave it an aggressive, sporty stance that hinted at the power hiding underneath. Chrome trim wrapped gracefully around the windows and bumpers, accentuating a look of understated elegance. Round headlights sat in perfect symmetry, balanced with the body lines, giving the car a face you wouldn't forget. This was a time before oversized screens and plastic cladding. Every inch of metal, every curve of the fender, served a purpose to deliver a driving experience that was pure and connected. Whether it was the classic BMW E9 Coupe or the timeless 5 Series sedans of that era, the design captured a blend of luxury and motorsport DNA. And if you caught sight of one in Baikal blue, Gulf yellow, or the iconic silver metallic, you knew you were looking at a car with heritage. Inside, the experience was just as refined. Step in, and you're greeted with real wood trim, analog gauges, and a driver-focused cockpit that reminded you this was built for people who love driving. The seats were supportive yet stylish, wrapped in thick leather or high-quality cloth, with stitching that still holds up decades later. Unlike today's digital dashboards, the instrument cluster was clear, mechanical, and precise. A tachometer that told you exactly when to shift, a speedometer that went beyond your average commute. Climate control and sound systems were minimal by today's standards, but every button and switch had a tactile feel. You turned knobs, not tapped screens, and you felt connected to the machine in a way few modern cars can replicate. It wasn't just about getting from point A to B. It was about how you felt along the way, the feedback from the steering wheel, the sound of the engine, and the precision of the gearbox. Under the hood, BMW was bringing serious power to the table. Take the legendary BMW 3.0 CSI Coupe, a high-performance version of the E9 platform. It was powered by a fuel-injected 3.0-liter inline-six engine, producing around 200 horsepower. In 1973, that kind of performance wasn't just impressive, it was a statement. Mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, the car could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 8 seconds, quick for the time, and still respectable today. Handling was sharp and responsive, thanks to a near-perfect weight distribution and rear-wheel drive layout. Whether carving through corners or cruising the Autobahn, the car maintained a composed, confident feel. The suspension was tuned for a balance of comfort and sport, and the ride quality spoke volumes about BMW's commitment to engineering excellence. Even in the less performance-oriented models, like the BMW 2002 series, which was still sold around 1973, there was a raw, analog charm. These cars might have had less horsepower, but they made up for it with simplicity, balance, and driver engagement. Lightweight, nimble, and designed with a true understanding of chassis dynamics, they earned a cult following, and for good reason. Back in 1973, buying a BMW wasn't just about prestige, it was about joining a community of drivers who valued connection over convenience. The price wasn't cheap, a BMW 3.0 CSI could set you back around $9,000 at the time, which would be the equivalent of about $60,000 today. But what you got in return was a machine built with passion, precision, and purpose. Something that held its value not just on paper, but in the hearts of collectors and purists decades later. Today, these vintage BMWs, especially the coupes and the 2002s, are highly sought after. Restored models in excellent condition can fetch anywhere from $60,000 to well over $100,000 depending on the trim, originality, and history. And it's easy to see why. These cars weren't built in massive numbers, and those that survived the test of time are now symbols of a golden era of automotive design and engineering. In a world where driving is becoming more automated and disconnected, the 1973 BMW reminds us of what it means to truly drive. It's about the feel of the road, the sound of a straight-six engine winding through the rev range, and the satisfaction of nailing a perfect downshift. It's about craftsmanship, identity, and the freedom of the open road. For fans of automotive history and engineering excellence, the 1973 BMW isn't just a car, it's an icon. And here on Heavy Duty, we salute machines like this, because legends aren't built overnight. They're forged in steel, tested on the tarmac, and remembered for generations. Thanks for riding with us.